What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Savage. Much love to the Savage family. You already know how we do it. Smash that thumbs up if you like this video. If you don't, smash that thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And if you don't want to be subscribed, just unsubscribe from the channel. If you are subscribed, hit that bell notification so that way you'll be ding-a-ling-a-ling, ringed up every time I drop a video. You'll be notified. With that being said, today we will be talking about the prison shoe routine, waking up schedule, and going to sleep schedule, and working out schedule, and keeping your mind disciplined schedule while in ad seg or in the shoe. Because it's not as easy as you think, and it's not a matter of just wake up, wash, repeat. You know what I'm saying? There's steps to it. You know, it's a battlefield. It's a mental battlefield because you have to stay disciplined every day. You got to factor in: am I getting mail? Do I have a TV? Am I drawing? Do I have talents? Am I one of these guys who's just sitting here working out all day because I got nothing else to do? Or am I a reader? Do I read all day? Am I involved in the drama? Am I doing the gossip? Am I sending kites out trying to get involved in the mix? What kind of individual would you be in ad seg or the shoe? Tap in, stay tuned in, because that's exactly what we're going to get into. Let me hit this coffee one time. We'll be good to go. You want to know why? Because I don't give a sip. Still don't give a sip. Nice and hot. Like my women. Okay, so I don't know how it is anymore. You know, the game is completely watered down. When I was in the county this last time, I was seeing dudes that were just barely dropping out, and they were saying what it was like, you know. And some of the things now that are allowed that weren't allowed, they're cool, but it makes the game soft and watered down if you think about it. Like we had to live in a more unrealistic and volatile type of environment. So maybe this is not the same way it was. And even back then, if you went to a certain prison, it still wasn't this way. But in a lot of prisons, in a lot of joints, it was this way. So when you get to ad seg, anywhere in prison, really, if you with the activities, you know, you're gonna wake up nice, bright and early, roll your mattress up, you know, and be on point like a guard dog. That's what you're supposed to do. But when you get to ad seg or you're in the shoe, that's a whole nother ball game, man. I'm telling you, you're waking up at 3:30 to the next man screaming his lungs out. That's when the roll call starts. And for those who don't know what a roll call is, that's basically a good morning, good night, good afternoon. Even during the workout, you do it during the workout. But it's checked in on an individual basis, right? So it's if there's 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 cells on a tier, each cell gets their turn to address the roll call. Say, take the good morning, give the good morning back, you know, much respect, blah, blah, blah. At nighttime, same thing. Throughout the workout, same thing. So at 3:30 in the morning, 4 if you're lucky, you can expect to wake that ass up to that. See, once you do it for so long, you become so desensitized to sleep. You wake up on anything. You wake up anytime a CO walks past your door and you can hear a little jingle in his keys in his pocket, you're up. You wake up when, you know, you wake up on their shift exchange. When they're coming in, when their shift change comes in, you're up. You know, you wake up sometimes just because you know that's the time you need to wake up. But if you're a rusty person, when I say rusty, that means you've been letting yourself go, letting your program kind of just slip away a little bit. You're going to be awoke by your neighbors and other people on the tier screaming their head off. Because for us, how we had to sound off was screaming at the top of your lungs. 3:30 in the morning, screaming at the top of your lungs in a language that you don't even know. You aren't privy to this language. You have to learn this language. This language is from your ancestors. This isn't Spanish. This is Nahuatl. This comes from the Aztec, the Mayan tongue. This ain't English. This ain't Spanish. So you're waking up to a whole bunch. When you're fresh into the hole like I was like, are these my homies that are doing this? Who are these people? And how will I learn this language? How long did it take them to learn the language? And is someone going to send me a kite where I can study the words? Which is exactly what ended up happening. But that's, so they're sounding off, they're getting theirs in, and then the next one goes. And this is another foreign language. At least at the time, this is how it was. This is another foreign language. And I noticed that some of their people weren't even doing it. They weren't even putting in the effort because they don't really have to. So they're not going to unless they have to. But then you got those ones who are super turned up who just want to learn, want to spit that shit because, well, they want to. It's cool. So you start hearing Swahili, a bunch of Swahili on the tier. And it's like, damn. After long enough, I learned the whole roll calls in every single language, every single workout in every single language. And over the years, it's like, I can still give it to you, but it's really choppy. because I guess throughout the years I must have like substituted and placed them in different spots. So now my roll call in Nawa probably, who knows what I'm saying. I could probably be asking you to give me a blowjob in Nawa and not even know it. You know what I'm saying? So I probably won't even try that. And then you had the woods, the wood pile. They just keep it really simple. They stay with with their tongue, which is English. You know what I'm saying? They stick with that. But the thing with the woods, the whites and the Mexicans, it's always been the acknowledgement, right? So it would be us, the woods, and then the blacks. And if you're in a certain joint or a certain pin, sometimes you can switch up the rotation just out of respect for everyone, so nobody feels disrespected or slighted. Like, hey, why do we always got to go last? Blah blah blah. Trust me, I've been in issues behind that because no one wants to sit there and be last all the time. So there's always like a rotation. Even in the county jail, years back when I was there, we would even it would be a variation of who would line up first in a row each day for chow, to go to chow. So there's just little things like that, you know what I mean, that people will, it's not nitpick, but people won't like that. I wouldn't like that if I had to go last every single damn day. So the woods will do their thing, and then they'll say, you know, good night from their people, from them and theirs, to us and our people, you know, and they'll even try to say buenos noches and buenos dias, you know what I'm saying? Just out of respect and recognition to us and who we are, to them, and, you know, just for us, you know what I'm saying? And then, and that's about it, man. But at the end of the day, so you're waking up at 3:30, dude. Me and my celly, we wake up at 3:30. We bust that ass down. At this point, I was 150 pounds. You want to talk about skinny? I could light you up quicker than you could ever dream of. I could tag you with 20 hits before you hit me with 2. But if you pick me up, you can send me flying like a paper airplane right through the clouds. Throw me out of prison so I don't ever got to come back. So I'm busting out. We're doing like 500 burpees right away, 22 counts, just to start our morning off. That's not even, yard ain't even let out. Breakfast is barely rolling up. That's just to start it off. Because you got to remember, we go out to the, you go out to the yard, you go out to the cage yard now. That's like gladiators. It's like competition, and I don't mean gladiators like back in the day when they would put you all on the same yard when you were in the hole or in the shoe. They stopped doing that. I think they stopped doing that in like 2008, to be honest. But when I say gladiator competition, I mean for the simple fact, you guys are going out there with one specific agenda, to be the top dog at working out. No one can break you off. You need to break every single person off at yard when it comes to this burpee, push-up, squat, pull-up, whatever business you can do in a cage. You got to be the top dog. That's a lot of pressure up here. You got a lot of dudes who come out, they just tap right out. They're like, nah, I'm gonna do my mandatories. I'm gonna do my mandatories are the set limit on which you have got to perform. And I heard that they got rid of those, talking about how soft the game got. I heard they got rid of Mandos, but Mandos was a set cap where you cannot go under. You had got to hit that. You have to hit that. So after you hit your Mandos, these dudes would be tapping out. They're like, I'm good. They want to chop it up and chill and enjoy some of their yard time, because when you're in the hole or you're in the shoe, sometimes you're in there 24 hours a day, you're stuck. And sometimes you ain't even got no TV. So of course, you know, not everyone's really so, you know, happy about spending their whole yard busting their ass, sweating and hurting themselves. And the thing is, you had to be that person who loved pain. You had to want to go back home from the yard. You had to want to go back in your cell and be in complete physical disaster, calamity type of pain, because those are the gains you're going to get. You want rips? That's what you got to do. You want to get buffed? That's what you got to do. Now, they didn't supply the food, so be prepared to starve. But it ain't about starving. It's about this. It's about going in the yard and showing people, I will break you off, bro. I ain't the one to play with. You want to do push-ups? All day long, we can do them. You ain't going to see me. Your wind can't overpass my wind. I'm showing you my warrior type skills. That's yard. Come back from yard, you're starving. But now you got to find something to do it, because if you don't, you and your celly are going to bump some heads. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be sitting there twiddling your thumbs back and forth on your bunk, waiting for mail call, because mail don't always come like that, and it's very slow. They play with mail. So what you going to do? Well, you could probably be a reader. I was a reader. I read over thousands of books. Read. But I was also an artist, and I drew all day long. Tattooed. If I could get it hooked up to my TV, I'd hook my tattoo gun up to my TV in the hole. Burn up. I've even burned shoes. The plastic, the small rubber part of a shoe, a prison shoe, and I could show you it in my next video. I'll show you my prison shoes for ink. You know, I've burned dental floss picks for ink in the hole. So if you can't tattoo, you can't draw, you can't read. What other options do you have? You can clean your cell. You can do some laundry. You could wash your sheets in the sink with some soap. You can make things with your hands. Like you can like man, I've seen dudes make bird cages that spin out of soup wrappers. You know, you can have cards. You and your celly could play. You guys can gamble. You don't know how many chessboards that I've made with bread and water and Kool-Aid. You can make legit chess pieces that are hard as a rock. Make a badass chessboard and bam, bam, bam. I've had a celly who would tweak on cables. He would pull the TV cables and he would rip them. If they had one little line through your TV screen, he'd rip it completely apart, put it back together just so that wouldn't be there no more. You know, you could search for digital channels if you do have a TV. You know, make a little antenna, rip the half, turn it into a little circle, and then look for some digital channels. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things you can do, but it's not as easy. It's not as easy as people tell you. You know, it's a mental battle because you have to want to get up and push through your current circumstances, which could be horrible. No mail, no TV, nobody in your corner, no girlfriend, no kids, no nothing. Just you, no talent, and your celly. And I think at that point, I've had cellies that were just like that. You better be good for something. And when I say you better be good for something, you better be good for something. You better have some funny ass stories. You better be able to keep us both entertained. If you're going to sit on your ass and you ain't got nothing to do, bro, you ain't got nothing to do, you better keep us entertained at the very least. I've had plenty of cellies who had some bomb ass stories. That's all they had. That's fine. Sometimes that's all you need. And someone you can trust. If every time you walk out that cell, you leave your celly in the cell, I don't care if you're going to medical, yard, wherever you go, you need to trust him because you may have personal pictures, letters with addresses on it. You don't want to be one of those paranoid ass dudes that's ripping up your address, flushing down the toilet so someone doesn't steal it. Come on, dude. That didn't happen to me, and I didn't have the girl at the time report it straight to me. You know what I'm saying? But you want to have somebody you can trust. So if you do have someone you can trust, that's irreplaceable. That's irreplaceable. I wanted to just give you this quick, brief synopsis. I might have to do a part 2, man. This video is running long. It ain't easy being in the shoe or an ad seg. It's a very detailed, complex breakdown, and I haven't even scratched the surface. Hope y'all like this video today. Much love, much respect to the Savage family. I'm out.